we got through it.
Yeah, we got some alliteration troubles here coming up in this next match, but luckily none of these players on either of these teams starts with that letter R.
That's very true, and this is the second time we're going to see RECIPROCITY on the main stage, I believe. Strong start for them so far, found their feet as the tournament's gone on a little bit. On the other side of things, Renegades had an interesting series with Optic Gaming we saw on the first day, really run them close in a lot of those games. Obviously took one of the games in the series as well.
It was impressive,
It was an impressive showing, as you say.
Yeah, despite a couple of those losses, they had brought games back. That Plaza Slayer is the one that stuck most in my mind, where they had been down quite a bit. You saw Frosty going unchallenged for a good 4 or 5 minutes, yet they turned it into a 2 or 3 kill game.
Well, this is the series layout. As you can see, we're now into the championship bracket. This is round number 1, and the first game of this series is going to be Strongholds on the Rig. We've seen this quite a lot today, Dave. We've seen some real back and forth between two teams, but how do you favor this one? Do you feel like this is a game type that Renegades, arguably the underdog coming into this one with a lower seed, can take away from RECIPROCITY?
You know, when I look at these two teams stacked up against each other, taking out individual game types into account, I think RECIPROCITY is going to win the majority of the times that they would match up against each other. Well, with that being said, we only have 5 games going on here, and anything can happen.
That's very true. We're going to start this one off with Spartan from RECIPROCITY. We're going to see Snipe Down getting that railgun. Obviously a slightly advantageous spawn with the red side getting towards that power weapon. Now we're seeing the camo.
I love that play.
RECIPROCITY.
One thing right there from Mikwin is as soon as he saw that player and realized there was no way he was going to sneak behind him, he just took the first shot. Why wait for that person to possibly decloak you and get first shot in you? When you have a good shot, as Mikwin does, you take those first shots and you just win that fight.
Yeah, win that fight, and Snipe Down is going to win another one here with Neptune. Takes him down with the railgun, but you can see in the kill feed there, Ace picks up a double with that scatter shot. So 1 power weapon aside for the squads, and most interestingly, we're almost a minute into the game, and now we're finally going to see some scoring.
Yeah, we got Snipe Down, and now we also got Lunchbox down. He takes out his former teammate and just keeps going back and forth through this area. If you're watching from Snipe Down's POV, it seems like things are going well, but right now, Renegades are putting points on the board.
They're putting points on the board, and Snipe Down's not being able to fire a shot in too much anger at the moment. There's going to be another update coming in as well from the Bravo stream. I think Straight Ripping are taking on Optic Gaming as well, so go over there if you want to check that one out. But right here, this is where the action is. Neptune getting into the action as well as he picks up a double, and he's been really impressive for this Renegades line.
Yes, every single time I've seen him in individual fights, he's been winning almost every single engagement where he's on even footing. He's been outplaying even some of the best when I see him go against the likes of Snakebite and Royal 2.
Yeah, and if you're winning those fights, there's not too many players that are going to best you apart from those two. Total control here for Renegades. So we was favoring RECIPROCITY here, but the hot start is coming in from the boys in blue, 23-0. We're going over to Lunchbox now. Talk about experience. This man has it all.
Yeah, he's been competing since 2006 or 2007, so he's been playing in Halo tournaments for over a decade at this point.
10 years in Halo, and we're going to see all of that experience using this series as we see Lunchbox and APG working together, 32-0, and they are still scoring as well. You can also see a player here from Renegade still working towards that nest, so it looks like they're going once again for the jugular. They might be looking for that triple cappers. Lunchbox goes disappearing off the map. That's not what he wanted to happen there.
You know, maybe he has a greater plan in action or something like that. He knows the spawn so well, he's gonna spawn right behind them. Yeah, don't question Lunchbox at any time. But obviously quite a big funnel right there from Lunchbox to leave his teammates out to dry. And RECIPROCITY are taking advantage of it. You saw Spartan getting a double kill in the kill feed. Neptune, the only one alive for a split second there on Renegades.
48-0 the score. RECIPROCITY yet to get a single solitary point on the board, but 2 kills coming in, 1 from Mikwin and 1 from Snipe Down might create an opportunity, but both of those kills have been traded out. Now Spartan's coming under fire as well. As you can see on the radar, going to be pushed here, and it's going to be Penguin who finally gets some scoring on the board here for RECIPROCITY, but look at the fire he's coming under.
Yeah, finally is the correct word for that situation, because it doesn't feel like slaying is too far one side in favor of Renegades. It's not like we're seeing all these members of RECIPROCITY dying and spawning in bunker over and over again. It feels like they're going back and forth in kills. Like, if I had to guess, it's probably like a 5 to 10 kill difference at the most, but Renegades seem to hold the correct strongholds during all those engagements.
Yeah, and you can see as well, every time they are trying to cap one of those strongholds, they're coming under fire. They're really not having the time that they wanted for the second time in the same game. Penguin goes sliding off the map, and that's not what you wanted, especially when you get that railgun in your hands.
Yeah, February is not the time to be migrating down south there, Penguin.
Snipe down now is going to be the player that we're going to be watching. Hopefully he can stay on the map for a little bit longer, but nope, he's going to be sent into respawn by that grenade coming in from Neptune. And RECIPROCITY going to be scoring again, but only 10 points on the board at the moment. They have control of that BR base and the nest, but the grenade from Lunchbox comes in and he's going to shut down.
And that's so frustrating because right there you saw two of the strongholds in favor of RECIPROCITY, but even so, Mikwin was pinned in the nest. He got control of that and he couldn't even push out. Generally, if you have control of nest, you have control of that outside area and you can move away at your leisure, but that was not the case.
Yeah, 2 big kills on the map though is going to allow Mikwin to get in and grab that camouflage, but we did see on the other side of things 2 kills with the railgun. That's in the hands of Neptune as well, so it's going to be a battle between power weapons and power-ups here. As you can see, 2 kills going down, and Mikwin at the moment, all of his teammates are dropping around him, so he's got, you can see the dilemma he's in. Do I go for kills? Do I stay alive? And he's choosing to put some shots down, but look at the score again. It's going to be the guys on Renegades who are picking up points.
Yeah, it seems like there's a bit of indecisiveness from Mikwin deciding which stronghold to go to and contest and where to help. But in the end, he's kind of sat in between the two. He realized if he's near Snipe Hall, he can contest BR base from above and give those couple extra shots to one of his teammates. Or if the opportunity presents itself, he can drop down in basement, double up on that stronghold and help capture it.
I absolutely love what I saw from Renegades there. We saw Mikwin doing his best to try and double jump into that BR-based stronghold and help out with that cap. And while he was doing that, the rotation had already come in from Renegades towards that nest, but it is going to be RECIPROCITY who do get control of 2 strongholds. They managed to win the battle in the basement, but Spartan wins the battle against Ace there to take him out. Finally, a little bit of map control coming in for RECIPROCITY, and they are scoring once again.
Yeah, they are scoring once again, indeed. And I'm wondering, are they going to try to push this for a trip cap? Because when you're down by about 40 points, yeah, you can hold this up for a while and hope that you can keep holding off wave after wave of these Renegade members. However, I have the feeling that if they get a few kills, they should push for that trip cap and try to close that gap.
Yeah, and it looks like they're doing exactly that. I believe you can see on the right-hand side of your screen there, that is going to be the triple cap, and it was actually good communication. You saw Spartan actually left that position that he was in on Engine 2 to look for those respawners, and that is just going to make it so much more difficult for the guys from Renegades to establish any sort of map control. And you can see kills being traded, and now if they keep this triple cap for even just a few moments, Dave, this game could get close very quickly.
Yeah, they're keeping it for more than a few moments right there as they close that gap by about 20 points there during that last few moments while we were talking. So this is a bit more reasonable. You now don't have to hold off multiple waves of Renegades. You just need to stop 1 or 2 pushes and you're tie game.
Yeah, it's going to be Renegades Neptune here who manages to take down that camo player, so that's going to be that taken out of commission for a moment. But look at this, you can see it's going to be Ace who's challenging this BR base to try and get that player out. And look at the score in the bottom right-hand side of your screen right now, 74-61. Renegades had the hot hand at the start of this one, but RECIPROCITY showing some class and fight, and they're coming back into this one.
Yeah, eventually clawing their way back, but seems like Renegades are having quite a bit of trouble. They can't seem to decide which way they're going. They can't seem to get some kills and stay alive. They seem a bit, you know, mixed up and uncertain of where to go. You notice how they have Nest almost halfway captured. They have Basement always halfway captured. And somehow that works out and Renegades gets a trip cap. I don't know how that one happened. Usually in situations like that where you divide your attention and spread up a bit too much, you usually give up a couple deaths on each side and don't get any stronghold control.
Well, in the words of Tommy Cooper, just like that, they turn it around. Renegades are going to be scoring once again, and I don't know quite how that happened. As you say, from one extreme to the other, 83-64 is your score as well, and Neptune picking up that first kill, traded out by Mikwin, but he's getting shot in the back, and you have to say that Renegades are doing a fantastic job of keeping up in the slays.
Yeah, the reason why Onset and I are so confused as to how that worked out is because there's just so many things that can go wrong when you split up your numbers. The opposing team that's defending, they can just focus 2 players on either Nest or Basement and win that fight. Or in either of those one-on-one situations at Nest or Basement, if they win one of those, you don't get control of the stronghold.
That's a huge grenade. We saw RECIPROCITY. They put all their eggs in one basket, flying towards the nest. We saw 3 different players. Yes, they are going to get this capture, but the last player alive, I believe, here for RECIPROCITY is in the nest. And in the meantime, his teammates have rotated to that BR base, and they are now scoring once again.
Yeah, so that was a huge rotation there. I'm not sure exactly which member of Renegades made the rotation, but we now have a trip cap for this short period of time and railgun. Rig is a scary map when the opposing team gets full control.
That railgun is going to be taken out of commission, though. It's going to be thrown off the map. Spartan knew he had to keep that one out of the hands. Ace with the beautiful shots, though. That's going to be a double from him, and he's moving towards the nest. Keep an eye on the bottom left of your screen. If you see any kills going down to Renegades here, that will be game. But a huge grenade from Penguin and Spartan. They stopped that happening, and It's going to be another player here, still alive, but just 2 points to play with. Spartan and the boys, they've got to play some perfect Halo right now.
Yeah, and this is one of those tough steps to hold. T-Squared used to call this the poor man's setup because it's really tough to hold BR base and Nest at the same time. You don't really have great intermediary spots that you can sit down and stand in to cover both strongholds.
I'm trying to keep an eye on both of these strongholds as well to see if any Renegades players are looking maybe to start those conversions. You can see the BR base is going to be converted here, but Spartan's going to convert the the basement at the same time, and just like that, a couple of points in it as we move towards that 100-point mark. Who is going to take this game? At the moment, it's in the hands of RECIPROCITY.
APG needs to move. It's not like they have time for one last push. They have time for one last panic here as Renegades are desperately trying to get towards Nest or basement.
97, 98 all at the moment. Can Ace win this battle? They do win this battle, but a player is going to contest towards the end. Can they get it? Oh. They can't. And RECIPROCITY answer back, and they take game number 1.
That was so clutch. I'm not sure which member it was contesting their basement, but just felt like Renegades did not push out just that slight bit too fast. I mean, I would say the bane of most of these teams during those last-minute situations, those clutch situations, they panic and they push out a little too quick. But in that case, you really don't have much room or much time to set up a push. You just have to go when your team is racking up that many points against you.
And look at the difference in reactions from the two teams as well. Shake of the head from APG. Spartan's all smiles, as you would be, looking across the stats for you at home as well. And Spartan, 20, 17, and 17. A lot of deaths there, but so many engagements. 37 engagements. That's a huge amount of damage he would have been doing on the map.
52 assists there. We didn't see too far behind from the Renegade squad. I mean, they had 47 assists, but 52 and 47 assists on a map like Rig. There's so many close quarter combat situations. There's so many railgun potential kills, so many one-on-ones. How do they get so many assists?
Oh, well, there's only one way to find out. Rewatch the gameplay, but that was a hell of a first game, and that was an exciting first game as well, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the series now as well. But, I mean, how does that affect you mentally as a team going into this next Truth Slayer? I mean, Renegades had it in their hands for, I'd say, 80% of that map, and then it just threw it away.
It's a tough one to swallow because you can try to fool yourself as much as you can, but when you have the likes of Lunchbox, Ace, APG, players that have been on this tournament circuit for so long and realizing how much of a swing one game can have, especially when you're arguably the underdogs here against RECIPROCITY, you need to take every win that you should have had and close out those games. They should have had that game. They were up by 40 points. It was, what, 74-32 at some point?
Yeah, you can't lose those games. It's as simple as that. If you want to take this series, you cannot lose those games. But we're moving immediately into our game number 2 here. The man who had 37 engagements in the last game, if he has that many in this game, he's going to be feeling good. It's going to be 2 kills traded either side, and a fantastic drop here because he might have actually kept that player alive with camo.
He did.
Penguin is still alive.
That dog is a protector of his owner right there as he drops down, protects his Penguin, and goes on over towards red base.
Penguins and dogs. I don't know where I'm going with that, but anyway, P3 is going to be the location for Penguin at the moment. He's making a cave up here, but he's going to be taken down, and a good job there from Renegades to hunt down that camo player, make sure he isn't going to have too much of an impact in the game. And Mikwin starting to hit shots as well. A 2-kill differential. We see 2 players on the car side of the map here. Nice spread across the map as far as map control is concerned here for RECIPROCITY. Now it looks like Mikwin's going to push blue.
Now, one thing that isn't too surprising to me right now is we saw this great start from RECIPROCITY. We saw Spartan the dog get 2 kills over at pink side. We saw them get away with camo. Yet they're only up by 1 kill at this moment. However, the reason that's not so surprising is based on the games we saw earlier, where we saw Renegades playing against Optic. They were on the back foot the whole time. They didn't have the power weapons, the power-ups, yet they kept themselves in the game. So this is a very comfortable situation for Renegades. I would argue that Renegades, in so many other cases I've seen so far, are a strong team from the back foot.
Yeah, and as you can see on the right-hand side of your screen, we have a tweet coming in from TW Checks, who says, finally get to see the 2 teams I've looked forward to watching the most play one another using that hashtag HaloWC. Of course, get your tweets into us as well, and we will get them on the broadcast. But RECIPROCITY, as you saw, 3 kills pretty much dropping consecutively there for them. 15-9, make that 16, and that's going to be a kill lead starting to extend as we're moving towards that camouflage coming up as well.
Yeah, that new camo, and both these teams are going to know exactly when it's at. I'm sure neither of these coaches or any of these players are going to forget that one.
Yeah, and the interesting thing to see here is you're going to see both teams try their best to rotate towards the pink side of that map. Obviously, P-Tower tower control going to be so important. And Spartan's put himself in a nice position here. As you can see, that camo might actually be used as bait as those players move out towards it, and Spartan is going to have the flank on those players. There's two players actually flying down Pink 1. APG's going to win a battle there. Can he take down Penguin as well? I think one of his teammates might have stolen away with that camouflage as well, so we'll keep an eye out to see if we can bring you that POV. But good plays there from Renegades, and they've brought it back, and it's now just a 6 kill difference.
Yeah, and the fact that I'm not seeing camo on any of these POVs must have meant that that player got picked off. I'm guessing some sort of grenade, or maybe one of those players poked out of blue side of pink, or pink side of blue base. They must have gotten that last pick or that last shot.
3 kill difference the game at the moment. Lunchbox going to be laying some lovely cross-map shots down with those pistols, and that's so demoralizing when you come off that respawn, you make a push, and before you even get to your location, you're half or pretty much 0 shield.
It's good and bad, though, because arguably, clearly you want to lay down shots as much as you can, but when those aren't capitalized on, you notice how in this POV right now, Neptune was over there, but Neptune was not in position to finish off that kill, and then Lunchbox got surprised from pink side red.
Lunchbox lands a melee there to pick up another kill. 3 kills the difference between the two teams. We can see on his radar another player trying to sneak under that blue base. Looks like he's decided to relocate to the car side of the base, as he would have had a few blips come up on his radar as well. Good shots coming in from Lunchbox here, doing a lot of damage for his team. But again, not really being capitalized on as his teammates aren't cleaning those kills up.
No, it feels like that player just slipped right by. I was able to pick off Lunchbox there because Lunchbox, you know, he had a player with him behind on the pink street. Lunchbox did his damage, ducked out, yes, still got chased down, so that's a bit surprising.
And now we're seeing a fight for this pink tower again, because 20 or so seconds is going to be till that next camouflage comes up. The game is tied up, so this could be a real swing factor at this time in the game. Get hold of that camo, get a few kills going, maybe sneak behind some enemy lines.
What a
beautiful
prediction.
grenade coming across map from Spartan's going to take down Ace as we jump on board with APG. Just a 1-kill game. And this one's very, very tight.
Yeah, this one's going back and forth. I don't really know how to predict which team's going to pull ahead here. Because a lot of times on other maps, you'll see something like, all right, what team's going to get control of Sniper or Rockets? Like, that camo is going to make a difference, but by no means did we ever see it be that 5 or 10-point swing that we've seen other power weapons or positions be.
Well, Snipedown's going to get the camo, and as you can see, another tweet coming in from you guys at home. Keep them coming in. I'm so happy MLG stepped up and made the Halo WC what it has been this weekend. Well, we've still got a long way to go. This is just the start, ladies and gentlemen. We want you to be involved with it as well. Snipedown, the player you don't want with camo. He's been using this power-up for such a number of years. He knows how to play every situation, and with this camouflage, Reciprocity have carved out a 3-kill lead.
I like this play. He was spotted over at blue. However, I'd prefer for him to go like top middle up towards pink, so we're gonna have to see what he decides to do. He's gonna try to get 1 kill here before this camo's out, and now that camo is gone. So we're gonna have to see what Reciprocity do to take over this pink tower. There's a double kill from Snipedown, and they have pink tower and a 6-kill lead.
And he's immediately looking for more as well. Mikwin picks up another kill. 6 kills the difference, the camouflage the difference between these two teams at the moment after that last power-up pickup. Now you're going to see Neptune picking up a kill, but trades coming in as well, and a push coming in now from Reciprocity on the car side of the map.
Speaking of that 6-kill difference, I was pleasantly surprised there, seeing how well they were able to use that camo and turn it into that 5 or 10 kill swing, because I kept saying, I was like, I'm not sure how one of these teams is going to pull ahead. I didn't see either of them getting control of a power position or using that camo to its full effectiveness. But right there, Snipedown completely proved me wrong.
Yeah, and it's one thing that we sometimes don't talk about enough is, yeah, it's one thing to get the power up, but it's one thing to use it effectively as well and put it to use. Lunchbox is going to pick up the kill on Penguin as well, and yes, the camo got them the lead, but look at this. Renegades are answering back. Just a 1-kill game again. They're set up on the P side of the map because once again, the camo's coming up, and this really could be the game ender.
Yeah, camo should be up in about, what, like another 30 seconds? Is that how long
10 seconds or so, I believe.
10 seconds? All right, we're going to see how fast they're grabbing this one, but I want to see what Neptune does with it now. So we got to see how Snipedown, one of the veterans of the scene, who's been playing this game for so long, he's also well known for his power weapon control. We're going to see now what Neptune does. He's a young gun. Does he get wild? Does he try to go for only backsmacks? And he is just getting pincered there from Spartan and these members of Reciprocity.
Yeah, he got taken down pretty quickly there, but in the meantime, his teammates actually managed to pick up kills, so the stick's going to come in as well. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade 1 kill the difference, and we are coming right down to the wire again. We saw that game 1 go right down to 100 to 98. We're 43-44. I've got no idea who's taking this one.
We can't ask for any closer games than this right now on set. These are absolutely insane. 198, 45 to 43. Both these teams just battling out and pouring their hearts into these games.
Lunchbox picks up a big kill. It's a 2-kill swing now. Renegades have that 2-kill advantage. You can see Red X in front of Ace. Another player going to be on the P side. We see him moving towards. If he can finish this kill, it'll be huge. Beautiful shots coming in from Ace to take down Spartan, but the grenades and the double from Penguin is going to keep this a 1-kill game, but Neptune picks up a huge kill. Just 2 kills now for Renegades.
And you can see the panic setting in from Reciprocity. Snipedown was trying to dip out of the front of the base and gets backsmacked by the new gun, Neptune.
Neptune putting some shots on. You can see 2 players. They've spotted all of these players out. 2 players obviously coming off of respawn towards the red side. And look at this. No fear being shown by Neptune. He's moving in towards Mikwin. If he can finish this kill, he'll finish the game! And Neptune closes that one out. We are tied up 1-1 in the series.
That is such a huge kill. And right there by Neptune, it wasn't like he was going on his own, just making a singular push. He heard that someone was getting shot over at red side Pink Street. So he pushes up towards Pink 2, gets the clean shots on Mikwin, and closes out that game. We've seen some differences from new players come on the scene. Sometimes we've seen them try to charge out, do a flank on their own, try to be the hero of the game and die and blow up for the team, whereas Neptune played it calm and collected, just pushed up there, went for a straight up one-on-one fight where he had the advantage.
And look at the stats to match it as well. 18, 8, and 8 from the young man. Neptune having a fantastic performance. APG, a lot of assists from him as well, so he's dealing some damage. Yeah, the kills might not look too great, but still getting involved in those engagements. So looking pretty good here for Renegades. And I think before we went on air, Dave, I said to you, I've got a funny feeling about this series, and there we go.
Yeah, you are absolutely right. I felt like, you know, if I've tried to compare these teams, if Renegades are playing well and Reciprocity are playing, you know, like average or even close to the top, we're going to see a great series. But Renegades came out to play. I mean, that last one, they had, what, like 86% of their kills assisted. We've seen that a theme throughout this entire series, throughout these 2 games. Just massive amounts of assists on both sides.
So what's next then? 3-2? Overtime?
I would love it, man.
Let's see what happens. Capture the flag on Fathom is going to be your game number 3. And to be honest with you, after that performance in that last game and some of the objective efficiency we saw for the majority of that game 1, I'm kind of starting to favor Renegades here, and this young man is putting in a performance to speak about.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Renegades are looking good when you try to break it down objective efficiency-wise. However, towards the end of that last Strongholds game, we saw them fall apart. They kept going in bad position. They kept not pushing out at the right times. Reciprocity just kept getting kill after kill and keeping control throughout that last second half of the Strongholds game on Rig. So we're going to have to see if that bodes true here on Fathom, or if we're going to start to see Renegades get up and get in better positions, possibly let a flag cap go and just get control of the map.
Let's start this one off with Neptune then. Huge performance from him in the last game. He's going to have a 1v1 battle to start it as well. Going to have some help from a teammate, but Spartan puts him on his back, allows Mikwin to steal in and get that camo. So it's hot start here from Reciprocity. That's going to be 2 or 3 players falling for Renegades, and that is going to be the camo in their hands. Mikwin deciding to back out of that. Smart play there, veteran play from Mikwin, keeping that camo.
Absolutely. You almost even notice as soon as he laid those couple shots, he's not just going to run around that corner and try to finish someone off. It's a team effort here. Mikwin is in this mindset that says, guess what? If I do as much damage as possible, my teammates are going to take advantage of that. And that's exactly what he did as he laid down those shots, tried to lay down shots in Garage as he got back down, just got back in good position.
I couldn't tell if Lunchbox had seen him then or not. And it was one of those sort of cat and mouse scenarios, but both players, it's actually Lunchbox did fall. It's going to be another player falling here. So that's going to be the railgun after that camo use. Falling into the hands of Mikwin now, and Reciprocity have total map control. That was 3 kills in a row, essentially. There's going to be players on the respawn. Narrowly misses that shot towards the gen. But we're not seeing too much aggression. We are actually now seeing the aggression coming in from Reciprocity. All players on respawn, 2 dead here. Spartan should finish another kill. He does. This should be a flag run opportunity.
These are the scary situations I was talking about on set. What's going to happen last time when we saw them playing Rig Strongholds is we didn't see Renegades get in good position, take their time and make a good push. Instead, it just felt like Reciprocity continually kept getting kill after kill as these members of Renegades would try to trickle through.
Yeah, and this is an interesting capture the flag game type, Fathom, of course. Traditionally, when we talk about capture the flag, that 4 dead opportunity almost guarantees you a flag
dead
cap.
again.
But that is going to be 3 dead. As you say, they get the second wave of spawns, like I was saying. And as we say, Normally in classic Halo, capture the flag, 4 kills is enough to get you a flag cap. Here on Fathom, you're looking for sort of 6 to 8.
Yeah, Fathom, it's more of a question of when did you pull the flag in relation to when those kills were acquired. So right there, you notice how they got those kills and they pulled the flag about 4 or 5 seconds late. That is enough time for the opposing team to flank through to your base, and you have to get those next round of slays.
Broken down beautifully to their wall sheet. 9 minutes 47 on the clock. Camouflage did just pop. Not sure if anyone has it in their hands. It's actually Penguin who has managed to steal away from it. And if you want to put something into your Xbox, Platinum Red Pack is the best thing to do. Unlock 100 is your code. Get over to halo.gg and get that entered. 2 kills do fall to Reciprocity. Make it 3. Snipe down with 2, and with the camo in the hands of Penguin and top middle control and a railgun, this might be another flag running opportunity.
Yeah, these are one of those scary situations I was talking about before where it did not feel like Renegades gave up that cap. It felt like they went all 4 down. They tried a desperate situation where they tried to do some sort of run of a counter cap rather than saying, hey, guess what? We can get a counter pull. We can just get in good position, get slays, and make sure we are not on the back foot if they happen to cap this flag. But what ended up happening, Reciprocity, they got the flag cap. Eventually, they kept control top center, and that also led to another camo, another railgun, and controls. You see Mikwin picking up Ace and APG.
Ooh,
Make
and
that 3.
Shot from Penguin is going to make it 3. As you say, Neptune manages to get 1, but that is going to be a flag run. They're going to know the location now. It's all about watching this overextension off the spawn. If Reciprocity can do that, this might be a second flag.
And I like this patience from Mikwin. Mikwin's not going to give up this free flag death right here. He knew there was a player top center. He knew he didn't have any teammates in position to contest it, and instead he's just playing hide and seek down here. However, I think that flag might be poking above those boxes. Is it like one of those situations playing hide and seek with your niece? You're like, I don't know where Mikwin is. I can't see his feet under these curtains.
Mikwin's going to have the flag in hand, and you have to give credit here to Renegades. They're doing a great job of not giving away this flag cap. Penguin using that railgun, they're going to pick up a kill. They do get the return, I believe they do, and that's going to be the flag now running in. Mikwin puts in the second flag. They're now just 1 flag away from taking the lead in the series.
Are you seeing a pattern on set? Are you seeing how there's these times where Reciprocity will have good position?
Yep.
They'll get the kills, they'll run the objective, and then once again, the cycle repeats itself. Renegades put themselves in bad positions, back at square one. They need to take those breather spots. They need to realize when that flag's out, yes, you need to try to contest it if you have an opportunity. Try to get those slays, but during that time, have trust that your teammates are going to get good positions and get kills.
And the most important thing here, as far as power weapon pickups and power weapon kills have come in, there's actually 0 power weapon pickups on the side of Renegades, 0 power-up pickups, so they haven't had that railgun or camo once. They have all fallen into the hands of Reciprocity. It's hard enough to beat them 4v4, can't give them all the tools to work with too.
Yeah, and we talked about objective efficiency before, saying, hey, you know, we saw Renegades do some good work when they were down a little bit in slays on that stronghold game. However, I'm looking at the kill feed right now. We have the Prowler up, and it says the slays are 39 to 22 in favor of Reciprocity. That starts to be an insurmountable margin.
Yeah, that's some nasty numbers if you're a Renegades fan, but 1 more flag cap here for Reciprocity to take this game number 3. Neptune picks up a kill, but APG is going to be working towards this garage, and it seems at the moment that every time we're on board with Renegades, they're playing some sort of defense. They're trying desperately to stop a push coming in, trying to avoid railgun shots, and finally we're seeing a couple of slays go their way. APG playing this one calm and collected, and that's going to be 3 dead momentarily there for the guys on Reciprocity, but still, the guys on Renegades can't even get halfway across the map.
They can't catch a break, man. Every single time watching these players, though, they are down low. They aren't getting up in their treehouse, getting top center. They aren't letting members of Reciprocity make mistakes. They are just constantly reacting to where these players are.
Light rifle in the hands of Ace then. This weapon can do so much damage, especially against that pistol, and we're going to see the perfect coming in from Neptune. A second kill with the pistol as well, but Ace is going to be caught off guard there by Penguin, again with that height advantage, and it's just, we can almost get bored of saying it, because we're saying it every single time we see a death.
Out-positioned and out-maneuvered almost every single time. Now, I can understand where he's coming from. He's saying, hey, there's only 6 minutes left in this match. We're down by 2 caps. Neptune got a double kill. I need to go towards that flag. However, you're walking straight into a trap. If you're a team that's down 4-2 and you have someone sprint right under you and give you a free kill, that gives you even ground again. It sets your team up for success.
Camo and rail once again in the hands of Reciprocity. Not one has gone into the hands of the respawn. to the guys on Renegades, and Mikwin's just shooting fish in a barrel. Almost had that triple there. Ace managed to use that thrust to avoid it, but the flag is on the move as well, I believe. That's almost halfway across the map, and it's just stopped short, but there it is. Snipe Down comes in to scoop that one up and put it in as Reciprocity take game at number 3, 3-0.
Yeah, that was just, that was rough. That was a beating right there. I mean, 55-33 as far as slaying category. That's the first time we've seen this be a one-sided affair. You know, we saw that for a short period of time on the Rig Strongholds game where Reciprocity got control and they won that long run, like 40 or 50 point run. But this is the first time where we never really saw Renegades in this match whatsoever. They got a couple kills answered. They maybe tossed the flag out once or twice, but in the end, it was just a one-sided affair.
Yeah, Lunchbox didn't have much fun on Fathom Capture the Flag there. 3, 6, and 16. That's a big neggy. But on the other side of things, Snipe Down 18 and 9. Every single member of Reciprocity there going positive. And I think that just felt, that was the first time in the series, as you say, we felt like there's almost a golfing class between the two teams.
Yeah, it just felt like any single time Renegades started to get a chance of getting control, they would kind of throw it away. It felt like, all right, they didn't take their time. They would get a kill or two, and then 1 or 2 members would just sprint right into another death, or give away their position, or just fall into an easy trap. Someone hiding around a corner, hiding up on one of the sneaky ledges. You can't expect the opposing team, after you get a couple kills, just to be back in their base, or you're not going to have every free route. Unless you know where the other 2 people are at, assume the worst case scenario.
Yeah, and make sure you get hold of the camos and railguns as well, because that was rough. As you say, it's hard enough to play against the guys. Don't give them the weapons. But game number 4 now we are moving into. We're going on to Plaza, and it's going to be some strongholds action. After what we just saw in that last game, do you think that's going to be the end here for Renegades, or do you think that Reciprocity might find themselves in a game 5?
I mean, it's tough to say. Once you see a team dominate a game 3 like that, it's hard not to give them kind of that momentum and that advantage going into game number 4. At the same time, too, sometimes when you lose a game handily like that, you can just kind of chalk it up to whatever. You can be
it's almost a
basically
game,
like,
wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not as devastating in some cases, whereas you lose maybe like a 3-2 flag game in overtime or something like that. Right now, I'm sure Renegades are like, whatever, let that one go. We're moving on to Plaza Strongholds, and we're gonna take this game. You know they're not getting down or in their heads.
Well, I want to see a game 5. This has been a good series so far. As you see, 2 big titans from North America matching up against each other. Strongholds on Plaza. Our game number 4 here, 100 points to win. And I want to start this one off with Snipe Down from Reciprocity. Big game from him the last time. Can he replicate it once again?
Yeah, and interesting enough, they are going up towards Yard, not challenging center yet. It looks like Snipe Down's going to be grabbing this shotgun. I'm interested to see where he's going to set this up. There's a couple main strategies. One is you sit around and bait Yard. You take these close corner combats, players coming over through light rifle hall or from cafe side, and just take those free fights. Other strategy is you try to force some action. You try to move on over towards Nest and use that. And it looks like Snipe Down is taking the former strategy as he's just sitting back towards Yard and trying to capitalize on this Renegade aggressiveness.
Yeah, I believe that first overshield was burnt as well as actually the camouflage. Apologies, as Ace has managed to pick that one up. So power-up control early on here for Renegades, exactly what they would have needed. Not only that, Dave, they're actually scoring as well. Nice moves from Ace up on the top of yellow there to land that back smack. Going to drop down into bottom middle here. And this isn't a bad decision because look what he's found. He's got himself a shotgun, but Reciprocity hunt him down and they take him out of the game.
I was going to say, Ace was doing such a good job with that camo earlier that even our casters did not see it. Onset didn't even see it. But towards the end, he eventually taken out near that Prius.
He's a sneaky man, is all I can say. Lunchbox now is going to be moving towards top middle. You can see that ticker going up in the nest, so he's going to know there's a few players there, and he's going to find out the hard way as well as those pistol shots come in. 2 kills now for Reciprocity. They're going to have the numbers advantage, and they're also going to start scoring.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the kill feed once again. It is in favor, it looks like, for Renegades currently. 8 kills for Renegades, 6 kills there for Reciprocity. Now, if I'm trying to guess what sort of scoreline that we need here from the Renegades roster is, I'm guessing if they stay within 5 kills, if they're plus or they're not worse than -5 kills in this matchup, I can see them taking this game type.
Green gun in the hands of Ace. He's going to have some help from a teammate as well to take that player down who's pushing him on the light rifle. Snipe Down comes in though. It's going to be a battle in the yard here. That's a big kill coming in from Neptune, and a great job staying alive as well. Realized he had no chance of winning that battle, so decided just to play his life, and because of that, look at the score. It now turned over to Renegades, and they're pushing this triple cap again.
I don't think people appreciate how hard it is to get some of those kills. Sure, that player may have been, you know, 1 or 2 shots left over on that side yard, but the fact that Neptune can confidently sprint around that corner, get that melee kill, thrust away, and not give up that death through that entire engagement, and get the kill done quick, it frees his teammates up. It frees their opportunity time up. Now his teammate no longer has to look in towards yard. They no longer have to worry about that player since he cleaned it up so fast. Neptune getting a triple kill. Almost makes that over, but same thing is done anyways as his teammate Lunchbox picks off Mikwin.
Yeah, I was about to say Ace actually picked up that last camo, but he was taken down. But Neptune just takes down all of Reciprocity, takes down another player there. Penguin with the shotgun as well as we move over to Lunchbox. And look at the score, triple cap in effect here for the guys on Renegades, 46-12. They're picking up kills, but Reciprocity have managed to wrangle that bottom mid stronghold away, and arguably the most difficult one to cap.
Yeah, that one is a tough one because it's so tough that they can come from so many different angles. But on top of that, once you get control bomb center, guess what position you're in? One of the worst positions on the map. You need to work your way back up towards top gold or top nest.
Scoring going to be stopped here for Renegades. Reciprocity have control of the nest and that bottom mid stronghold. So now they have the ideal setup as far as a two cap is concerned, and as you say, very sneaky from Neptune.
Oh my
Finds
God.
the double, and he's hunting for more. He knows there's another player hanging around on this BR, but I think he's chasing ghosts at the moment. That player seems to have got away, or maybe wasn't there to start with, because Neptune can't find his triple kill. It would have been his second of the game, but he won't mind too much because look at the scoring again. Now Renegade scoring, they have control of the yard and the nest, and Neptune not just shirking that objective responsibility as well as getting his kills. He's now in bottom mid.
Yeah, not afraid to do the dirty work. One thing that was super impressive about that one position Neptune was in is he's not afraid to stand behind that sign even when players knew he was there. So I haven't seen players personally use that position nearly as much, and I can expect to see that used a bunch more here after Orlando, because anyone who is over near the right side of the yard, you can't contest that. You can't get a good nade there, you can't get shots there, and he can dictate the pace of that fight perfectly.
Very, very true. A big 4 dead though for Reciprocity. They take every single player down here. They're going to convert it into points, but not only that, they have total map control as that camouflage is about to pop as well as perfect shots come in from Spartan. It seems like Reciprocity have woken up in this game.
Yeah, that is a huge kill, and it's needed. The scary part about that too is Spartan had such good shots, such quick shots, and he was still 1 shot at the end of that engagement, just showing how nasty Neptune's shot is.
All of those kills have transferred into a triple cap, and Mikwin has the camouflage as well. So I'd like to go over to him to see what he can do with that power up, as Snipedown is still on a nice spree. Look at this though, the patient spots 2 players out. He's playing peekaboo. APG as well, and he's behind all of these players. He's giving all of this information to his teammates, but he can't find this backsmack.
No, and then he just went
there it is.
Past APG. So this is one of the situations I had covered before. I believe I was covering, it was Renegade from Team Splice earlier, where he had 2 players in front of him going up towards Nest, and he backsmacked the very first one. That is why if you have camo and you have a flank on 2 players, you have to take the player who's furthest back. Do not put yourself in between those 2 players. Get the one who's furthest back, take that kill first, and then you get first shot on that second player.
This game, once again, starting to get close. Ace picks up a kill in the team fight. Be answered back by Spartan though, and it looks like it's just an all-out war for this bottom mid stronghold. We see 2 players here from Reciprocity dropping into bottom mid. APG fears no one though. The push comes in, lands the beat down. It's going to be traded out. The team nade actually came in, but it's actually going to be Reciprocity who look like they could win this fight. They get the reset on bottom mid. Lunchbox might pick up some kills here, but it looks like the point scoring is still going to continue.
Yeah, it looks like Lunchbox was a few seconds too late. He dropped down there, realized that bottom center fight was now decided, and he tried to clean up a kill and get away, but unfortunately picked off at the dip. Now we're back to a tie game, and I'm looking at the slaves. It's 44-42 in favor of Reciprocity.
Neptune going to have 2 players pushing him, going to give that information out. He's trapped between a rock and a hard place though at the moment. You saw the player on top yellow is going to be lasering him, and look at this, Penguin picks up another kill. It's going to be the triple cap being put back into effect towards the end of this game. Reciprocity, not for the first time, coming to life in strongholds when it really, really matters.
And that's gotta be devastating as a Renegade player and a Renegade fan. You see them get such strong starts. They're doing so much right, but in the end, once Reciprocity gets control, it feels like Renegades are having so much trouble getting themselves back into this. I gave them so much credit before saying, hey, it looks like when they're on the back foot, they're very comfortable, but not against this Reciprocity squad. Maybe it's just an exact matchup against Optic.
Well, they pick up 2 kills here. Renegades have to make the moves. They have to make plays. Spartan looking to shut it down. Contest that bottom mid stronghold. He gets hyped after that game as well because his team, Reciprocity, take the series 3-1. But that was a very, very closely contested series, Dave.
Yeah, very close. We did see Renegades outslain early on in the match and clearly being favored also in the objective early on. However, towards the end, that was just all Reciprocity. The exact kill line was 53 kills for Reciprocity and 46 kills for Renegades. So I may have been a little bit off on my line. Like I was saying, they would have to, keep within 5 kills. Maybe they'd have to keep it closer than that even.
Well, here are the stats from that last game where Reciprocity, of course, closed out that series with a 100-70 point win on Plaza Strongholds. Looking across the board there, Snipe down 17-10, but look at the assists coming in from Spartan. It always seems to be one of the players on Reciprocity putting big numbers with those assists.
Yeah, huge numbers. Just that's kind of been the theme of this series so far. Every single time one of those teams wins one of those matches, you just look at the assists, and it's just double digits all across the board. Just so many assists.
Yeah, it was a crazy series, but Reciprocity do manage to take that one home. But we're going to send it back over to the guys on the desk to break that one down for us.
All right, well, there you have it. And we actually have a strong side down at the stage with none other than Snipe down. So it seems like they are ready to go. So let's just go ahead and send it over there whenever we get an opportunity to do so. We're all trying to get ourselves sorted because that match ended so quickly. I did not understand. I was like, you and I were talking, Kyle. We were looking at the game. We were like, wait a minute, they just got a trip cap, and now we're like, holy crap, we got to run out. So clearly, Reciprocity just on another level. What you want to see out of this team, but Renegades once again showing us that they are a team that can very much compete in this competition and go further in this game. But do they have enough now?
Yeah, Renegades did have a good performance. It was just the second half of the games they weren't able to close out. They had monstrous leads in both of those stronghold game types. If those had gone either way, it would have been a 3-1 in favor of them. So I hope they'll be able to take a lot away from these losses here and keep their heads held high. They're not out of the tournament quite yet, and that series could have played out very differently had they been able to close out some of those games.
That's right. Well, for now, though, we're going to send it over to the stage with Strongside for an interview with Snipe Down.
Thank you, Golden Boy. Yep, I'm here with Snipe Down, and what a series. I just want to get right into it. Game number 1, you guys were down by a considerable amount. What did you guys do to bring yourselves back into that game?
Yeah, I think the first game of every series, you get out a little hectic, and we just kind of calmed it down. We saw how many points they had, knew we had to tighten up. Basically, at that moment, we all made a couple clutch plays, stayed alive as long as we possibly could, and waited for teammates. And lucky for us, we kept trading off, them capping, and we would cap at the same time. And we got a couple great stops. I know Zane and Spartan had a huge stop at Nest that ended up basically clutching up that win for us.
And talking about your teammates having huge plays like that, what does that do to you mentally? When you're on your desk screen or when you're just looking over at your teammate's screen and you see that, does that pump you up? Does that get you going?
Absolutely. Austin gives himself too hard of a time, but every time I watch that guy's screen, he's 5-ing someone across the map and then saying his shot's not good. So, my teammates are very, very individually talented, and as long as we can get that, team play together, then I think you have a really good shot this weekend.
Awesome. Well, not only game 1 was pretty close, game 4 as well. You guys had some epic plays. Anything that really stands out like the most to you?
Yeah, they were up a good amount. Plaza Strongholds is, one of our iffy game types, and lucky for us, when we get full control, we're really good at holding control. It's more so getting back the control, and we ended up having 2 caps. We started capping yard, and I got the shotgun, ended up getting 2 good kills, and then ended up also stopping them from recapping yard, and we ended up holding a 3 cap for pretty much the rest of the game. So just holding stuff down is what we're strong at.
Well, you guys are definitely looking well practiced, like you said, practiced a lot. Guys, we're going to send this back to the desk. Best of luck to you in the future throughout the rest of the tournament. Back to you, Golden Boy.
All right, well, thank you so much, Strong Side, for that one. And again, always great to hear from Snipe Down. Reciprocity, a strong team here, and I think even for himself, he was like, yeah, we were kind of caught off guard there on how much we were able to